to Help We're Trying Here podcast. This is Rema Synergy and this is our third podcast of the year. Happy New Year, everybody!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Yes, if you're new to this show, please give us a follow, a thumbs up, a like, and comment. We are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Spotify, Instagram, and Facebook. All you have to do is just type Rema Synergy, REMA. Where's my shirt? SYNERGY. And you'll be able to look for us. So before we go any further, let's get a brief introduction. You might know us, you might not know us from last year. I will start with Hanaa first. Yes.
Thank you, Sylma. Happy New Year, everybody. My name is Hanaa Wong Abdullah and I'm a strengths coach. I love talking about strengths, everything about strengths, how to help people find out what their top strengths are, how to maximize your strengths so that you can achieve the goals that you want. I'm really looking forward to today's topic, achieving goals, using the SMART framework, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, not too much to take up time. Pass to Johan.
Hi, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. I'm Johan. I'm a performance and well-being coach. Basically, I'm a performance and well-being coach because I like to take shortcuts. I like to chill. That's why I try to find how can you hack your life and be productive and also enjoy your life. So yes, talk to me if you want to increase your performance and also enjoy well-being. Over to you, Adelina.
All right, thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Adelina. When Johan was saying, "Oh, I like to take shortcuts," I'm like, "Oh yes, that is why that's why we get along very well."
What's the fastest way to?
What technology can we use? So my specialty would be in the creativity as well as digital productivity. So you see the link there, digital productivity and the performance. Okay, passing to Evelyn.
Thanks, Adelina. Hi, Happy New Year. I'm Evelyn. So following my teammates' words, yes, shortcut is the word today. I'm in finance, so yeah, I'm also a person that likes to look for is there any easier way, simpler way to get accounts done, especially for your personal and for your company. So we'll speak about it later. Over back to you, Sylma.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to my team. So you see, guys, I have a handful here. My team members are all very different. Right, so I am a confidence coach. I am also your host for this show. So right now we're going to be talking about SMART framework, SMART goals, because it's the beginning of the year. You want to set goals. Do you even set goals? What kind of goals do you set and how do you set it? Right? So we're going to be diving deep into that for this session. And if you have any comments whatsoever, you have any questions, please leave those comments. Let us know. You can always contact us. Yeah, as I said, we're on all the social media platforms, so you can always contact us to talk a bit more about how to set goals. Right? So setting goals. Do you guys set goals every year?
Yes, every year we set goals.
I say yes and a no.
Yes.
Very interesting today because before this session started, we asked everybody, you set SMART goals? SMART goals? And guess what the answer was? Only Johan and me. And so for those of you who never set goals, you're in very good hands for this episode.
Yes,
I'm curious. Okay, what's stopping you from setting goals?
Right, what's stopping you from setting goals? Okay, wait. Who sets goals? Raise your hand. Every year.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, I have started this year.
Oh.
Like 15 minutes ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay.
No, November. I start in November for this year. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
What about
very
the
good.
two of you?
We will start doing it, right?
This is the reason why, guys, this show is called Help We're Trying Here. We are trainers and coaches, and we never say we know everything. We're learning about this together. Okay, so today we're gonna be talking about SMART and smarter goals, right? So SMART. Before we go any further, let's break it down for our listeners. What is SMART? So for those of you who are not familiar with it, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable. I look like I know my thing, right? Okay. A is attainable, R relevant, T time based. So SMART. So whenever you are able to use this framework to set your goals, it is better for you, better result, everything also better. And we will know why from our coaches here who has been using it in their entire life.
Just a
Recent
comment.
years.
Yeah.
We're talking about smart goals, but there's many types of goal
Correct.
setting
Yes,
ways out there. Even we have our own success canvas, which we will talk about a bit later. But I think SMART is the most common. If you go to any training session where they talk about goal setting, you will most likely be introduced to SMART goals.
Right.
Yeah, but there are some challenges, things that you can add on to make it much better. But I think the simplest one where you can easily find more resources on that would be SMART goals. That's why we're talking about SMART goals today.
Correct.
Right, so going back to that question,
Yes.
what is the challenge about setting a SMART goal? It's very clear. Specific, measurable, relevant, attainable. So what's the big problem here? why don't you want to set goals? Adelina, maybe I can ask you.
I don't know if it's not necessarily setting goals, but like you said, there are many frameworks to setting goals. So I think for me, it's very much like I'm more of a let's vision board it. So technically, it's kind of smart, but it's
Okay.
like a visual smart.
Okay. Okay.
So it's not like I have to write down, okay, this one. So I'm more of like the visuals
Okay.
than actually putting it down, because putting it down for me is a lot more stressful,
Okay.
and then it becomes overwhelming, and then it becomes not smart.
Then
Yeah.
don't want to do lah.
Then don't want to do.
Yeah.
So it defeats the purpose for me lah.
Okay.
So
you do
that-
vision boarding. This is what you want to see.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So that's still goal setting. There's
Yes.
something that you want to work towards, right?
Visual
I like it.
Yeah.
I've done vision boards before too. But can I ask, is your vision board time based or is ongoing?
It's an ongoing for me.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing because it's more of like what life do I want to achieve.
Correct. So
Yeah.
what does it look like?
Yes.
Then
What
you-
does it look
yeah.
like? Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Evelyn?
For me, like Hanaa mentioned just now, this is the first time I heard of smart. Smart. Wow. How smart we want to be in setting goals.
So how do you normally set your goals? Do you set your goals?
So you see, today I'm sitting next to Adelina. We have the right seat, you know.
The hot seat. Okay. You get
Which
to ask the
means
first question.
answered no.
So actually, when you say goal, because I think I'm the kind of, I don't set goal like, okay, just for specific for this year, I want to do this thing.
Right.
Say more likely like Adelina, we are moving towards, the kind of lifestyle or life that we wanted to be. So it's like, not to set a very big goal, but you're moving towards the way that you want to be.
Yeah.
So maybe like first joining this Rema synergy and seeing trainers here, I'm like, okay, how I want to move towards this path as well. Firstly, I have to go for TTT. So it's like that. But this TTT plan the goal was not set early of 2023. It just came suddenly. But it's moving towards the path that I wanted to.
You had an idea.
Something like that.
The
So, but
feeling.
never thought of, okay, put this into a goal in 2020, 2023.
Correct.
Yeah. But it's already inside my mind that, okay, how do I want to move towards this, this career, this path.
Yeah.
A very
Things
organic
happen.
experience.
Okay, these things happen. Okay, there's a TTT, you want to join, okay, let's go. Things like that happen.
Yeah, that's very interesting because setting goals is not just for the whole year. It can be a goal that you set for a month or for a project, for something that you want to attain, right? So that is what we're talking about here, using the SMART framework to be able to get what you want to achieve. So be it in the long-term one or the short-term one. And the things that you both are talking about, I have done it as well. The vision boarding, the organic way. So now we're gonna be specifically about the smart way.
Yeah. So basically, going back to your question just now,
Yeah.
the question should be: does anybody here not set goals? Then if you then nobody, right? All of them
Correct.
have goals.
Correct.
It's just using a different way.
Yes.
So then why do we as trainers or coaches use the SMART goal? I think one of the main reasons why it's easy, like I said, you can find a lot of resources online about it. But another one is, one of the important things about setting goals is being held accountable. What's the point in setting a goal and nobody knows about it?
That's
Don't achieve also?
yeah.
It's okay, I'll put this till next year.
Yes, correct.
Now, if you have a goal that it's easy to communicate with others, to
Yeah,
others. This is
yeah.
what I want to achieve. This is what it's going to look like. This is when I'm going to do it, and these are the steps I need to take.
Yes.
It helps you and also helps that person that is going to be your buddy
Yes.
to know how to check on you.
Accountability.
Yeah, so I think that's why we promote SMART goals. I
Mhm.
mean, it's there are better goals out there, I must say. But if you are not used to setting goals, SMART is the best way to start.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Correct.
yeah, let's look into SMART goals.
Yeah. Yes. Because most of the all of us know how to set goals. We have goals. It's just that accountability. Do you want people to know it so that you'll be able to achieve it?
Yeah.
Make sure you achieve it. You know, how fast do you want to achieve it?
Let me show you my vision board.
Yeah. Sometimes it's scary. It's scary.
So
to be
I
able
think
to.
I'd like to add here that as Adelina was saying that she does it the vision board way, and therefore it feels good, because if she did it any other way, if it was time based, it would be stressful for her, which brought to my mind that how do we use strengths, right? Our strengths to
Yes.
achieve our goals.
Mhm.
And it's not necessarily has to be using the SMART framework.
Correct.
If that is stressful for you, please don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And I have used vision board before, and it felt very nice looking for the pictures. This is the holiday I want. This is where I want to go, which country, and then these are the kind of friendships. Oh, look at this group of girlfriends, traveling together, having a cup of tea or whatever. So putting that vision board together was enjoyable for me, and it made me excited to look forward to the future and have that vision board as a goal, right? As a framework for a goal, just like what Adelina did. It's just that as I've grown older, and of course my life partner is Johan, and he's very step by step kind of thing, and being influenced by osmosis actually, right? And getting to learn the SMART framework, having it being measurable. Otherwise, I don't know how to answer his question at the end of the year. He says, "So what was good for you this year?" Everything. So the SMART framework helped me to be more specific, the S part, right? But honestly, it's not for everybody. But this episode, let's share what works,
Correct.
so
Yeah.
that SMART framework can help those of you who don't get stressed about it.
Right.
It might put you in a little bit of out of your comfort zone, but that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So getting somewhere after you set the goals is better than don't know where you've gone because
Yeah.
you haven't set
Yeah.
any goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the SMART framework is good, because you can measure it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something that is attainable.
Yes.
It's result, especially for people who are result based, right?
Yes.
The SMART framework is fantastic for you. Can you share a bit, Hanaa? We're talking about when you went to Bangkok, right?
Yeah.
That's where you learned specifically about this SMART goals.
The SMART goal.
2.0.
Yes, actually, it was in my NLP certification course, and we know that in NLP, for those of you who don't know what NLP stands for, is neuro linguistic programming. What does that mean? It's by using words, languaging, to influence our thoughts, neuro, right? And also, it has a lot to do with how we feel with the words we use to influence the way we think, so that we can go and take the actions that are necessary to achieve the things we want. So in that program, our facilitator, our coach, Luke, really connected for me very well on how confident do I feel in setting this goal. So out of 10, do I feel confidence level only 2? Confidence is your area, right? So we know when we're writing something, in your heart, I don't think I'm gonna be able to achieve this. I'm at a 1 or a 2 or a 3. But if it's a goal that is at you're feeling an 8 out of 10 confidence level or a 9 out of 10, this has a good chance of, becoming a reality. So when we were taught to write down our SMART goals with that part, that confidence level in it, and including the date, time, specific date, don't say end of the year, beginning of the quarter, whatever it is, it must be a specific date, then it becomes very, very measurable.
Mhm.
So there's a emotional part, confidence level part, and then there's a measurable part. So that's what I learned
Right.
in Bangkok, and I've been doing it for the past one and a half years, 1 year. Yeah.
I feel like this is very good, especially for people who lack discipline.
But of
Yeah.
course,
No, again, I think what we need to point out here is that there's different types of way to set goals, and you have to find what's good for you. So,
Mm.
like we say, why SMART goal is the easiest. We also have our success canvas goal setting worksheet.
Correct.
There's a WOOP, WOOP,
Yes.
which we talked about before, which is wish, outcome, obstacle, and then a plan. Okay, so that's the WOOP, which is based on positive psychology. There's a few others like the vision board as well. But I think I'd like to bring this back to why do we set goals? Because you talk about discipline and all that, it become okay, that's why I don't set goals lah.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And I don't want to tell people.
Yeah.
I use my vision board. I'll put it somewhere in my storeroom. I take it out once in a while, midnight maybe. I wipe. Okay, this is my vision. But why is it that we set goals? So let's say we imagine that we have no goals. So every day could be the same because you don't want to grow.
True.
Like there's nothing else you want to do.
True.
So that will be your life. And that's not life because life is about growth, growing, transformation, etc. Whether you like it or not, you will grow. Okay, or things around you will change. So getting some kind of control over that growth would be much better, and it's also good for your well-being. Setting goals, whether it's SMART, WOOP, Success Canvas, etc., is like that. Now I see on TikTok they talk about now they call it the red car theory.
Yeah.
In our time it can be anything, purple car, green car, whatever.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard about the red car theory, it's basically like this. It goes like, you never talk about owning a red car. One day you said, my goal is to own a red car because I think nobody else has it.
Yes.
The moment you say it, you walk out of the door, you suddenly
see it everywhere.
a red car everywhere.
Yeah.
What has happened is you've brought attention to it, to the thing that you want, and what happens is, what happened, Universal, etc., shows you that this exists and how to get it. So now, if you have a goal, it can be increasing your wealth, it could be getting healthier, etc. Just by having that thought, it's like the red car suddenly pops up. Okay, maybe what you'll see if you want to lose weight, gym is showing a sign up for 3 months, get 1 month free signboard. Suddenly, like, oh, he also got, they also got. It could be lose weight this way. You'll see these signs. If you want to make money, there'll be signs that says invest here and all that, because you're bringing attention to that goal.
Yeah.
So if you want to grow and you want to achieve something, it's always good to have a goal, whether it's using a SMART, whether it's using book. But by having it, you're telling your mind that this is what I want to achieve. Please pay attention, filter out all the other noise in the world, and tell me how to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
where your attention goes, your energy flows.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. very
So that's
good.
that's why goal setting is so important.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then, okay, how does relate to well-being and being well-being? Because we are creatures where human being, when we achieve things, we enjoy things, right? When you achieve, like, oh, I accomplished something, I completed something, I've done something, I'm recognized for something. Your friends will say, hey, good job, you achieved this. Or even if it's a place that you want to go to, when you take the pictures, oh, I saw this on my vision board, I accomplished this, I can do this. Builds confidence.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just wanted to link that to
Yeah.
confidence. Definitely, this is also something I tell my clients. Put down what you have achieved, and then whenever you're done, you have a look at it, and then you'll be reminded. And then the feeling, that's where the feeling comes in, right? Because whenever you're able to feel it, you can visualize it. And this helps with your energy, with your attention. So where your attention goes, your energy flows. it all goes back to feeling. That's why when people say I'm not an emotional type, you're already setting yourself, a barrier. You're putting yourself in the box. So flow, make it flow, so that you'll be able to see better, feel better as well. Thank you very much for bringing that up, Coach Johan and also Coach Hanaa. Now that I'm gonna
Go back to the hot seat, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been quiet, yeah.
exactly, yeah. We must be fair.
Yes.
To everybody.
Yes,
This is the new year, guys. So Evelyn, you've heard about sharing from Coach Johan and Hanaa about the SMART goals, right? SMART. Do you think this is something that in finance can be used?
Definitely.
This
yes.
framework.
Yes.
How do you see it?
I will just get a very simple example
Right.
while both of them are talking. When I say finance, okay, I think most of people will have this kind of problem. First thing, can we just specific a goal? I want to pay off my credit card outstanding. This is a very, I think everybody has this thing in mind. Because every month you're receiving the credit card statement, interest added in. Because some people might only pay the minimum amount. So why don't you set a goal using the SMART framework? Because you know how much you're earning every month, things like that. You set how long do you want to pay off this outstanding. If you cannot pay it off, maybe it's quite a sum in a year. You can't pay it off. Maybe at least half of it, 30% of it in 6 months. First 6 months you want to finish paying it.
Love it.
It-
6
it-
months. It's
yeah.
measurable.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's part of the framework, right? Measurable. 6
Correct.
months. First 6 months, or which 6 months? You set it yourself because it's deep within yourself. You know how to achieve it. Let's say I want to pay off this 5,000 outstanding credit card amount in July. 31st July. I want to settle this
Buy.
5,000.
Yeah.
So it's specific. It's M.
Uh,
It's
Measurable.
attainable.
It's R.
Yeah.
Why? Relevant because if you don't pay your credit card bill, it's a liability, and it's gonna get you blacklisted in the Bank Negara's account as well. So it's something that is really relevant to your daily life and things like that. You really just have to.
Yep.
If we say other words, just get rid of that liability, right?
Yes.
And the T. So of course we understand also when it comes to finance that there could be some emergency happening
Yes.
in between. But of course, like what both coaches shared, you just have to set a goal. Like Coach Johan said, otherwise you're going to go, oh yeah, I have credit card outstanding, yeah, I'll pay it, but how? When? How much they want to pay?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we understand if there's emergency happening, then okay, you can postpone. Okay, yeah, because Chinese New Year is here, February, I need some money.
Yeah.
So I said July, maybe can I just postpone another 2 months because you spend some money to Chinese New Year or to Hari Raya, things like that. But at least give some allowance. 2 months is enough. Don't say like, oh yeah, okay lah, I will finish by this year lah. No, that is not a goal lah.
Yeah.
Am I right? Sylma?
Yes, yeah, definitely right. I love that you're giving specific examples of how to get it done. Thank you very much. Any other thoughts? Can you do it?
Well done.
Awesome.
Maybe can I just add
Yes,
one
yes,
thing?
yes.
I have been in that position before, having credit card debt and outstanding, and it was very, very stressful, very overwhelming because I always believed last time that I was not a numbers person, and I just let it increase until it was something like 30K, and it was just horrible. And then what happened was I took a loan, a personal loan from the bank, offered by the bank, the same bank that I was having the credit card with, and it was wonderful to transfer that debt from credit card to interest rate that was so high. Used a personal loan to settle that. The personal loan interest rate was much lower, and the repayment amount was much more manageable. So then it took me a year, 2 years to settle that, and it was such a relief. And ever since then, I don't have credit card debt anymore. Yeah, so that was one way of handling it, but it required some format of the SMART goal as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Evelyn.
Very smart of you.
Thank you.
What about in digital productivity and creativity? How does SMART framework comes into play?
Okay, I think before I get into how it plays into creative and digital productivity, listening to both Evelyn and also the coaches here, on SMART goals, it does. I think I wanted to point out that even though we don't specifically, sometimes it's not specifically all SMART goals, but like how Evelyn demonstrated in the example or illustrated in the example, is that SMART goals is in every like it can apply to many different things. Like even for example, now getting into like digital productivity or things like that, like SMART. Yes, we have the framework. Okay, SMART has to be this. But if we look at many things like that planning you have, or it's specific. I need to clear my debt. Measurable, how much? Attainable, how can I break it into different chunks? And then the relevant, there's a consequence to it, or whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whatever. And it's time based, or I want to finish it, or I need to finish it by a certain date, right? And then you look at in terms of productivity. Say you're planning for a project or event. When we do our paperwork or project paper, it's also SMART. You must put your objectives there. What is it specifically? What are you trying to do? It's measurable. What is your outcome? How many people? What do you want? How many days? What is the duration? It's there. Attainable. Can you do it? How many people do you need to complete the task? And then it's relevant because you're trying to solve a problem through this project or this program. And then it's time based. When is it going to be? Again, duration. So then it's like it's not specifically lined out as SMART, but essentially even like the vision board, there is a SMART element to it. So I think a lot of times when we hear SMART goals, when we think of like the table SMART, specifically what are my goals, things like that. But actually, if we look at the different components, like whether you're clearing a debt, your action plan, your steps to get towards that, how much, what, and is this manageable for me? Then it becomes attainable, and that triggers the part of your brain that's like, okay, I can do this, and it's that happiness that comes with the can. And then if there's a time frame, like every day or every week, every month, your brain gets this checkpoint, and like you mentioned, the gratitude or the results. And then you're like, yes, for result-oriented people. But for those who are not result-oriented, they like the journey. Maybe they're like, okay, timelines. Yes, I did this. Yes, I did this.
So in full transparency, Adelina and I have time optimizer as a weakness in our strengths profile. Therefore, and plus I have an extra one. I am not competitive at all. So being competitive is also another weakness. So in strengths, competitive is learned behavior for Adelina, and in strengths we all say that do not focus on what is a weakness, and do not focus on what is a learned behavior, because that drains our energy. So on hindsight now, I understand why in all my 50 plus years up until 2 years ago, I really avoided SMART goal setting because of that time-based element. It just made me so uncomfortable and so stressed. Right? Now I can pinpoint the reason. It's because it had that time thing. Don't give me a deadline, please. And then after that, I have to tell somebody, please no. But one thing that changed my mind, it was Johan sharing with me the 90 years human life kind of grid, and seeing that I've lived past my midpoint already. It's getting lesser and lesser.
Right.
My
I did
years
that
to
as well,
come.
yeah.
So
That's a very good
that
example.
one kind of was a
Reality.
wake up call,
Yeah.
and made me move my ass
Yes.
a bit more. So
Yes.
then I had to kind of self counsel that okay, even though time based anything makes me uncomfortable, perhaps setting goals with a timeline is also very important. It was important enough for me to then embrace SMART goal.
Correct.
Ngama no, Adelina?
Yes, also. So like that now, talking about the time base, right? And then earlier this year, I stumbled on the 12-week year. So essentially 1 year is 4 years in this concept. So every 12 weeks, which is about 90 days. So that's every quarter. So every quarter is a year. So for people like us who get overwhelmed with like oh my god, time, something that's time based, even though like this one is time based, I think at least for me, I work better with the shorter term goals. Because if it's a long term, then it's like, oh, it's never gonna end, it's never gonna end, it's never gonna end. So then to counter that, like Hanaa said, work with your strengths. You know that's a weakness, right? So not focusing on that and just making it into a more manageable chunk and like, okay, this is my vision board, this is what I want to do. So I focus more on now like shorter term goals or just like specific projects, at least for me. So then the SMART is integrated. So like I said, the SMART may not be specifically or like obvious as I'm doing S now, how is this measurable, how is this attainable, but rather in a different format which my brain processes better and decreases any opportunity of getting overwhelmed. So
Yeah, it's
right?
good, but then we have time. People who
Optimizer.
are motivated by
Correct.
time.
So if
Yeah.
if I share, for me, why I like the SMART goal or setting goals is because my strength is competitive.
Yes.
Competition,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
So yeah.
So when we have this, it's like a competition against yourself. Say, okay, this is something I need to do.
Yeah.
If I said December 31st, no, I need to do it before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
basically comes down to, again, we sharing SMART goals today.
Yes.
But again, we reiterate, there's so many different types of ways to set goals.
Correct.
We
And
encourage you
different
to
ways
set
implement
goals.
the
Yeah.
SMART.
You need to set goals because at least it's something for you to look out for, look for the opportunities,
Yeah.
grasp the opportunities, and grow as a person, right?
Activate the opportunities.
Activate the, yes, because you know that this will lead you to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, so just use your strengths. Even if these are not your strengths, then find a goal setting a way that would be good for you.
Correct.
So that's one tip I would share. Strengths.
Yeah.
What is the most suitable goal setting framework for you? Okay. Another one I would like to share is don't be too harsh on yourself. Okay, so
True.
last year one of my goals was to lose weight, 106. My target was 106 kg. by
And no
a
wonder
certain
you
time.
started with don't be too harsh on yourself.
So no, so this is interesting because you see when you have a
Yes,
goal
yes,
and you write
yes.
it down, you tell
Yes.
people, you can start tracking it as well.
Yeah.
So then when we had our goal setting meeting, and we
Yes.
had that as a family every
Yeah.
year. So then we look back first is what happened last year. Did you achieve it? If you did not achieve it, why? And what kind of support do you need this year to overcome the challenges last year? So when I look back, it was because of my health, and I went through 3
Yeah.
surgeries last year.
For his eye.
Yeah, for
Yes.
my eye. And then during that time, doctor was giving me so many different type of medication. I actually needed to create a spreadsheet to do
Keep
medication. And then because you're taking so much medication, you have to eat. You can't do IF, you
True.
can't reduce, otherwise you're gonna
Yeah.
get some tummy ache and all that.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I didn't achieve this goal because there was a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so that made me feel good. This year I'm back again. My target again is so this is my specific goal to be. Now I'm currently 115 kg. I wish to get to 106 kg by August 31st this year.
Yeah.
Right? There's a reason behind that. September there's a big event. My daughter's getting married, so I would like to look nice. Yes, in the photos, right? So that's why I have 8 months to do this. So I have a time, I have a specific goal. It's measurable. I know from 115, 106.
It's relevant.
Because it's something important for me.
Yes.
Is it attainable? I know I can lose weight. I've done it before. It's just setting the discipline and what I need to, the how-tos to help me achieve it. So that's an example of a SMART goal, and it can just be, doesn't have to be big stuff.
Yeah, it
doesn't have to be
doesn't
like
have
I want to change my life. This SMART goal needs to change. It can be something that's going to happen in a month,
Yeah.
3 months, but at least if you have that consciousness that this is something that's important to you
Yes.
and a way to track it, the likelihood of you achieving it is much higher.
Mhm.
There's actually a survey where if they said that if you write down goals, the likelihood of you achieving it is actually about 80 to 90%.
Yes.
But only 3% of the people in the world write goals.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because isn't there some statistic that says that for everybody that makes New Year's resolution.
They will.
About
Something
3 months.
like-
3 months. The 3 months is gone.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
So
the first
80,
one,
like 80%
yeah.
of people never achieve those New Year's resolutions.
I think because
Most of
okay,
people just give
Horrible.
up.
that's
No,
why they
that's
call
why
it
there's a meaning.
resolution. I think resolution is like everybody's having fun. The end of the year. Like, okay, I'll do
New
this.
year, new me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You hate
no
that, eh?
resolution, everybody. Smart goal.
Yes, yes.
And then you just strike it off. Okay, that was 2022.
Yeah.
And you just
Yeah.
change
Same
it.
thing,
Yeah.
Indicative,
Same.
huh?
To,
Same list.
how many amount and then
refer to 2020.
yeah.
Refer
But
to 2023.
1999 to 2000 was challenging because you had to cancel out
The whole
1999.
Well, we've been talking a lot. How about Sylma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's must share some.
Okay, yeah, sure. So
Wow,
I think
suddenly
I've
we
shared
have
about
Evelyn.
the personal one, right? I've shared
Yeah.
about the personal one. So when you want to get your confidence level up, what do you do? How can you use the SMART framework? I've written something down actually, just so I can remember because my memory is like a goldfish. So if you want to use the SMART framework in, for example, to kick away negative voices. Negative voices is our friend, right? Especially when it's late at night, dark, nobody's with you, all of those bad thoughts come like sometimes it's too comfortable because you say it to yourself so many times, right? So how do you want to kick away those negative voices? Number one, what is the specific one? Specific one is quit negative talk, right? Measurable. Measure how often you engage in negativity each week. Now, this is why I was interested in the bullet journaling. It's not a coincidence anymore. It's been popping up everywhere on my timeline. This is Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, everywhere, guys. Even YouTube Shorts. And I'm like, okay.
Now that you've spoken about it and your phone is listening. you'll
Yes,
see.
exactly. It will be even more. Huh?
My bullet journal.
Yeah.
Yay.
So if you're able, right, write it down. Even if in your phone also. If you
Yes.
started to have like these negative thoughts, put it down. Put it in your notes. And then later in the evening or when you have time, you can just have a look at it. How many times did I talk negatively to myself? Right? Because it's good to have a goal, yes. But how many times do you remind yourself of that in a day? Most of the time, 70, 80, about 100% of it is the negativity. So write it down. That's the M. Attainable. Is it attainable? As long as you're aware of it, you don't allow it to happen, it is attainable. Right? Relevant. Is it relevant? Yeah. It's about your personal development. If you don't start now, then when?
And
Time-based.
mental well-being.
Well-being.
Mental well-being as
Yeah.
well, yeah. Time-based. Give yourself time. How many months do you want to get rid of this negative self-talk? Is it like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? Give yourself a time. Because if you don't do it according to the SMART framework, you can't vision board this, man. Let's be honest with ourselves. How do you vision board with negative talk?
Yeah, ask the creative people.
But I think, like what Johan mentioned, there's more than one way to
Yes,
Yes, definitely
do that.
more.
So,
However, if you have never started,
yes.
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
the best way to go.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah? If you have never
Very
started,
Easiest way in.
structured.
yeah,
Yeah.
just go with this first. If you don't like this, you can look for other ways.
Yeah.
If you don't start, you don't know. I've heard this saying, if you don't plan your life, someone else will plan it for you. I've learned that the hard way. I've never planned my life properly the way I want it because I've always been accommodating other people's lives into my life. And in the end, I become bitter because I didn't achieve anything that I wanted. But then when you think about it, when I think about it, have I ever planned my life actually? Have I ever taken accountability, responsibility about my own life? Never. And then it's like, SHIT, it's raining, So start somewhere, guys. Start somewhere. That's all I want to say. Start somewhere,
Start smart.
and then start smart, and then you'll be able to figure it out later. Okay. Yeah.
I
think,
haven't heard you say that in a
In a
long
while,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the first things. Sorry, Coach hat on.
Yeah.
One of the things that could be easier to do to eliminate or minimize negative thoughts is to replace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the way the
replace-
NLP comes in.
Yeah, shift your languaging.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are aware that you're having a negative thought, immediately think of something else.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like, move from being distressed to ecstatic. No.
Yeah.
It's immediately change to being in the present. Am I okay right now? I'm not sick, I'm not dead, right? I'm not dying on the
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
I'm okay physically, I have all my. Being in the present moment is the first step.
Correct.
And then slowly move to what good thing happened today.
Yeah.
Oh, I woke up, my cat was very snuggly today. I'm very, so the moments of good feeling also can. So start shifting away so you have something to shift to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've learned last year was you need to be in the moment. You can't be stuck in the past or thinking too much about the future, but stay in that moment. How are you feeling in that moment? Because that will help you to go through the day. If you're too worried about what happened last time, and then you're thinking a little bit, what's gonna happen next, how are you gonna move on?
Yeah. What can we
Yeah.
do right now?
Yes.
What can I feel right now? What energy can I use right now? So
Mhm.
don't waste your energy. It's very precious.
Correct.
One thing about goal setting, we talk about goal setting, so probably our listeners or even us are thinking, okay, what goals to set? So that's also a challenge, right?
Yeah.
Is it a big goal? Am I worthy of this goal,
Yeah.
etc.? A lot of things. So, like I said just now, start small. It can be anything personal goal. It can be a professional goal, something to do with your. But the thing is, set a goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just set it.
Don't think too much about it.
Don't.
It can be something that you can achieve in a week, 3 months, 6 months, etc. Just do a goal. Now, because going on what they said, right? Achieving the goal and achieving the goal, completing the goal is very, very important for your well-being. Because it's something that
Yeah.
when, like Sylma said, when it's late at night and your voices come and say things like, "Who are you? You need to go back to these goals." It can be anything. It can be a goal that you set that was also one month was so insignificant. But the thing is, you were disciplined enough to set a goal. You achieved the goal.
Yeah.
You planned the steps to achieve the goal, and you saw the opportunities and seized the opportunity to achieve the goal. These things are what you can unpack and tell yourself or your voice at night and say, "Nope, I'm actually somebody that achieves things." Okay. And nobody is going to judge small, big, or whatever.
Correct.
Small, big is relative.
Yes.
Okay, $1 million to some people is a lot. $1 million to some people is nothing.
Yes. True.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because reality check, guys. Nobody is coming. Nobody. So set the goals yourselves.
Yes.
Okay? Nobody is gonna set it for you. You have to set it yourselves. In the end, you have to save yourself because you are worthy of it. You deserve it. A lot of times we don't want to set goals because we don't think we deserve it. We are not worthy of it. You are worthy. You deserve it. You are enough. So set it. It's been wonderful talking to everybody here as a team. Normally it's like 4 or 3 of us. It's all of us right now, all 5 of us. It's so awesome, and so much so that we even forget the time already.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we end, I just want for each of the team members, right, to tell something to our audience, something you want to share about goal setting, or something, anything else that you want to share since it's the beginning of the year. What do you want to wish to our audience? Let's start with Evelyn.
Okay, for me, I would say for goals, I'll just say for financial goals.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just set a short-term goal because financial goals is most of the time is not easy to achieve. So I would say just set a short goal, maybe just a simple one. Okay, for the first 6 months, I would like to have a savings of 3,000 to be put inside a fixed deposit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that hard actually for 6 months to save 3,000. So towards long term, you will be seeing, I have money, I have savings.
Yes.
Just to start with. Of course, we will understand that Chinese words. There is always a word saying that our plans can't keep up to changes. Yes, but don't make it as an excuse. At least you set it first. So okay, I know Chinese New Year is there. So maybe because of Chinese New Year, your 3,000, you manage to save, let's say 2,000. It's also a saving, isn't it good?
Yes.
Definitely.
I like it.
Yes,
Thank you
so
very much,
nice.
Evelyn.
Just a very short and simple one from me.
Nice. Yes, Adelina.
Yeah, I think I'll tie in a little bit with what Evelyn was saying, you know, having the short-term goals. That was where I also wanted to go because, again, it can get overwhelming if it's long, but if you're someone who is like Sylma, who like, and Coach Johan also is like, okay, if this, I can do this, you know, then go ahead. Go ahead and do that.
You do you.
Yeah, you do you. So yeah, that's another thing. You know, you do you. But you know, like something like what Evelyn said, and tying it into also digital productivity, right? Having that, like, okay, you know, you want to save 3,000, and maybe you don't have the discipline, so that's not your strength. You know, not having this is not your strength. Then maybe you can have something that my brother does is every time his salary comes in, he'll already automatically deduct it into different micro investments. So whether it's like, you know, raise or rise or something like that, he'll have multiple ones, whether it's crypto and all of this. It's just a small amount. He'll put in like $30 here, $40, $50, just small amounts, whatever that you can afford. So he does that, and every time he talks to me, he'll go, yeah, I have no money, but then he says, oh, actually I have money. You know.
Yes.
So you work with what tech there is, how you can make it work. If you know you're not able to do the, you know, every month, okay, on this date I will do this, 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 and this. Maybe automate it. Use this technology to do that now, to automate. When you're setting your goals, like what we do as a team, our wonderful CEO created a spreadsheet in 90-day chunks, so that becomes a little less daunting.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to achieve the A, which is attainable. I think that would come from me.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Yes, Coach Johan.
For me, I think what I would say is that set goals. It can be any goal. Don't second guess yourself. Just set a goal, small, big, whatever it is to you. At least this allows you to make things happen for yourself. You don't let other people dictate what happens to you, and that prevents you from saying what happened at the end of the year. Okay, right? That's what it is. So set goal.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, Hanaa.
Let's talk about strengths. So, you know, even though I know my realized strengths and my unrealized strengths, and my top strength is incubator, but in my unrealized strengths, which I don't use enough of, is unconditionality. So I am able to be unconditional to other people, but as a strengths coach, and if I have to coach myself, I would always ask, are we unconditional to ourselves also? Are we gentle with ourselves? And in, you know, when I have lived 53 years of my life being daunted by the idea of setting smart goals because it's time based, be kind to myself, as what, you know, Johan also has mentioned, for our well-being. And my well-being and my mental health is very important to me. So because I have challenges, I've had depression before, I've been on medication before. So being unconditional, using my strength of unconditionality is very important in the setting of smart goals. I am motivated to set smart goals now because it is measurable. And I'm very happy to say that, you know, doing it with the family, my two kids and now their partners, I have record of the past 3 years of our family being together, setting goals together for individually. And last year, Liana, our daughter, achieved her goal of finding a better paying job with, what was it? Unlimited unlimited leave.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's a new one. Unlimited.
yeah, amazing, right? She achieved that, and when we were doing our review last week as a family, it was so inspiring to see a young person who did set the goals that we guided her to set, and she achieved it. And another one that she kind of half achieved, she said, we were all very gentle about it, was a international family trip to
Resort.
to
5-star resort.
5-star resort to, was it Japan or Korea?
Yeah.
We didn't do that, but we did do a family trip to Taiwan, and she said, "Boleh lah."
Jadi lah.
Can lah.
It
So
works.
you see, it's not that, don't pressure ourselves
Yeah.
to 100% must achieve, and if we didn't achieve it, we're a failure. No, be gentle and be okay with ourselves. Be kind to ourselves. So use your strengths, and it'll be good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Hanaa. Yeah. So I've written down some snippets from each of our team members here. So Evelyn said, the word memorable for me was, don't make it as an excuse. Don't make it as an excuse. Adelina said, you work with what tech there is. So figure it out. You work with what tech there is. Johan said, set goals. No matter how small, to prevent asking what happened at the end of the year.
December to what happened?
Exactly, what happened?
Yeah.
And from Hanaa, are we unconditional with ourselves? Are we kind to ourselves? So these are the snippets I love from the team members. As for me, as I said it before, you are worth it. The reason why a lot of us don't set goals is because we don't think we are worth it. We are not worth the time to think even about our lives. But as I said, if you don't plan it, other people will plan it for you, your life. Yeah, so you are worth it, you deserve it, and you are enough. You have enough in you to be able to set those goals for yourself. Think about yourself for once. Okay, so that is all from us, Rema Synergy, and this is Help. We're trying here. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.